I enjoyed Castlevania Season 3. Found Lenore to be an interesting character. Watching the reaction people had to her and Hector part of the story, how mixed it is and the speculation regarding their future actions in the story. I decided to put in my 2 cents on the subject. So let's begin. After getting tricked by Lenore, Hector thinks he is doomed, but I think he was just being dramatic. Lenore gave him exactly what he asked for. When Lenore asked him what he wants and what did he want in the past from his former master, Hector's answer to that was, nothing at all. No reward was needed as serving was his reward. He was always a pet. Now he just got the title to go along with his lifestyle. When she asked what does he want now, he said boots and to be let out, in other words better terms of captivity. He didn't ask to be set free in exchange of cooperation. On top of that, he told Lenore he wished humans to be controlled by vampires as part of his vision for the rest of humanity.
But people point to the fact she tricked him to put on a cursed ring. Right? Surely that means they are right about her dooming him now? No. And this is why. The cursed ring's never meant for him. Used on him but not for him. Lenore is a diplomat, and the deal with him was closed as soon as he said to her, I'm yours. However, that's not good enough for her sisters, so the cursed rings are part of deal Lenore making with them. They get to have a means of control over him. To them it's preferable in the long run. If they were to use torture instead, he was very likely to 1. Try to stab them in the back as soon as he can. 2. Take his own life, just when they are under attack and need his forces, which might take away Hector's night creatures army they get from him, the same way the enchanted zombie army turned to regular corpses as soon as Isaac killed the mage. So the sisters get more reliable means of control, in exchange Hector get additional motivators than pain alone. Another thing the Lenore asked from her sisters to give Hector, is a type of a status change. A pet status, instead of food, or a means to an end status. In the past, Carmilla referred to Dracula's wife as his pet, thinking she can't be anything more. Carmilla also called what Lenore did to Hector as adopting him, just like humans treat some animals as a food and others as pets. My guess is that vampires had done it in the past. Lenore opened her announcement by telling Carmilla, no, if you want Hector's help, he gets to sit with them sometimes. Lenore let Hector know from the start, it's an exchange, faith need not apply. She'll take care of all of his needs so long as he be quote-unquote a good boy. Another thing people seem to think about Lenore is that she having her own plans, and plans to stab her sisters in the back. Talk about the cursed rings and how Hector only gave himself to Lenore alone, so the rings only work for her. That she lied when she said that the rings are connected. But I don't think it's very likely. She already got what she wanted regarding Hector, she simply did her role in Carmilla's plan, the diplomat role. According to Lenore, Miranda is the organizer, Striga is the warrior, Carmilla is the spark or a motivator. To her they play got an important part, on top of generally looking up to Carmilla. Also keeping in mind the territory they aim to control is large. I just don't think she wished to handle it all by herself. Especially now, that she is busy handling her new pet. Some may ask, but what's about Hector's point of view? It's a very limited point of view, he doesn't seem to do a lot of thinking in this show in all 3 seasons. But I'm going to cover it anyway. Hector wanted for the remaining humans to be willing controlled pets to the vampires. Not realizing there's no such thing as a willing one, when it comes to pets, whatever their will carries goes only as far as the leash goes. Hector knows very well what would have happened to him if he acted against Dracula. There never was a real choice. He was deceived from the start to the point he doubted that he and Isaac are the only humans that will stick around unless of course we're talking about impalement. What Hector wanted is very one-sided, it only look at things from a human point of view, and very little of that either. Hector was surprised to find out vampires even have their own philosophy from the book Lenore gave him. Even after living among vampires as long as he did. To put it simply, their point of view on things was something he never considered. Again, as Lenore put it, it's not about faith, it's about compromise. And also when she said, no side gets completely what they want but both leave happy, he can't see that they live in a world that not all humans are a basic prey and fight over territory, something that wasn't an issue when he lived with Big Boss Dracula. Hector, a forge master, just been granted a lot of freedom, to points even their guards don't seem get access to. It's a risk, especially considering we saw Isaac resist us to magic, and the power of a forge master leading an army wields. Hector is very passive. Before he did what he was told to do when Dracula was doing the talking, and even when Hector seemed to have noticed Dracula not being completely open or honest, he didn't do a thing about it, until he was pushed to do so, by Carmilla. After that he did what he was told when Carmilla did the talking. There was a time for him to get away from her during the daytime or even before by getting in the water. But he is too passive. Lenore is doing the talking now and I don't think we'll get anything different. I wish we would, but I wouldn't bet on it.